Okay. Woo. Okay, so hello, my name is Caleb Walker. I'm 16 years old. I live in Exeter, Ontario. Now, two important things before I start this little speech, I guess is what you can call it, is one, the most important thing is that I'm a creationist, so I'm a Christian. I'll be talking about that later. And as well, I have ADHD. As some of you who grew up with me could probably already tell, but yeah, I do have ADHD. So what I wanted to talk about today was some of the things that I think about on a daily basis. Some of the things that I either struggle with in my mind, try to question, just anything like that. I decided to put it on YouTube because why not? It'll maybe make you guys think too. I haven't posted on this channel in a long time. It's been like 3 years-ish, maybe. Something like that. But yeah, this isn't like one of those epic flipping videos. No, this is like a video where I want to get really deep and serious about your conscience, your ethics, the politics of religion, psychology, and all that. So, to start off with, I am very interested in psychology. I've been reading some books, especially some on child psychology, the thought process of how they decide to make decisions, and all that. So yes, I'm very interested in psychology. I work at a group home that deals with people that have severe mental illness, for example, schizophrenia, bipolar, all that. So I'm very immersed in the mental health spectrum of the world. That's what I want to do for my future job. I want to be a social worker or child psychologist. So I have a thing for recognizing behaviors. Whenever I walk into a room, I kind of observe behaviors. It's a little thing that I do. It might seem weird, but I just can't help it. But anyways, so some of the things that I think about on a daily basis. Number one is the politics of religion. Now, this one guy at work said that I couldn't combine the politics of religion and mental health. Like, I couldn't make it be related, but I'm gonna make it relate. So, first of all, if some of you... Fuzzy, come on. Fuzzy. If some of you guys don't know, when people say they're a Christian, that can mean there are a lot of things. There are many different kinds of churches. There's Protestant, there's evangelical. There's so many different kinds of religions that all base themselves off the Bible. Like, for example, Judaism, like Jew, and being Catholic, they both go off the Bible, but they both believe completely different things, which boggles my mind because, again, I'm into psychology. I've been thinking about how can people believe different things? Is it because our psychology or our brain chemistry is all different? The only logical conclusion that I could come up with to that answer is the way that we have been raised. Now, when I say the way that we have been raised, I meant, like, for example, ethics. What is right and wrong? Is that ingrained into our body when we are born, or are we taught it? I don't remember my mom teaching me that murder is wrong. Wrong? Yeah. But for some reason, I know that's wrong. But why? Where did I get that sense from? And also, our conscience. Hold on. I just gotta untie Fozzie. Okay. As well, you can probably tell this video is not edited or scripted. This is just me sitting down in front of the camera on a very hot day. So, I don't know how long this video is going to be. Maybe 10 minutes-ish. But, what I was talking about is, are we born with our conscience? Or do we develop it over time as we learn about ethics? Like, what is right and wrong? It's kind of like a mind explosion for me. So I've been researching a lot about that, and I haven't found much, but I'm still going to do more. Now, the part where I was going to relate mental illness to religion politics was that I read a 2011 study of in the church there's 20% more likely to have more depressed people in it. And that actually does make sense. Now, don't quote me on that study. That was from 2011. I don't know what it is now. I read a book on mental health and religion. So, if you want to research this, go ahead. It's very interesting. But what I was reading about was how more the people with depression, the actual illness, not people who are just feeling down or sad, but people who have major depressive disorder, go to churches more often. Churches, monks, temples, all that, and how do I word this? They're looking for hope, is what I'm trying to say. They want to find some sort of hope in something, and they're looking for religion because religion promises hope. Now, whenever I go to a church, so I go to a church every Sunday. I've been very involved with my church. For one, I went on a missions trip to Colombia, which was very, very interesting. But as well, I drum on my worship team, so yeah, I'm very involved with my church. But I've been wondering, I haven't ever seen a sermon about depression or geared more towards people with depression. I just wonder that. I don't think the church is doing anything wrong, but if there's more likely to have people with depression in the church, then why don't they just do more sermons on depression? Because a lot of people with depression, especially males, have trouble coming out to people. Like, if I had depression, then I'd be scared to talk to a pastor one-on-one, especially if I was a male, because of how society wants me to be. Men are supposed to be the most, like, manly. They're supposed to be strong, have no emotion. But that's not the case for a lot of men. But they get hit, like but they just hide their emotions so that nobody can see them when on the inside they're dying. So, and I wouldn't want to go to a pastor or a doctor to admit that I have a problem. Nobody likes to admit that they have a problem. And a lot of people, like for myself, for example, with this ADHD, it's an awful thing. It's truly awful. But at times, I decided, okay, I'm just going to do this by myself. I can do this. I can just overcome this. And no, I can't. It's something I can't overcome. I can't overcome my own brain chemistry and how I was designed to work, how my genes made me. So that's why men, they want to do everything by themselves. They don't want to go to somebody else. So that's why they might try and look for hope in a church. And that's where the politics of religion come in, because there are so many different kinds of churches. There's LGBTQ plus churches, there's Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, so many, and they all teach different things. So how do you know which one is right? Well, that's what I'm also trying to figure out. I've been doing a lot of research into different religions because I'm a very logical person. I feel that I need to search through all the answers before I pick one. And for religion, that hasn't really been the case with me because I was born into it. My parents are very religious. All my grandparents are. So I was kind of indoctrinated, not in a bad way, but I went to church every Sunday as a child. We always prayed at meals. We still always pray. We did devotions. We did all that. I was kind of flushed into this system of the church and that's how I became a Christian. It was so easy. Whereas there are different people who aren't born into a church. They're born into broken families. They're born into broken homes, poverty situations, have to flee their country. And yet they do believe in Jesus. And I want to see what they see in this religion that made them want to believe. Because it was very easy for me to grow up in it. But for them, something snapped. Something made them see. I just want to know what they wanted to see. Or what they saw. Now, I think the last point I'm going to talk about, this isn't going to be a very big video. This It's just something you guys should maybe think about. Like, I feel like I'm Michael from Vsauce, but purpose. On my Instagram story, I put like a little tag thing that said, ask me about purpose. Now, nobody answered. That's okay. So I posted my own thing that said, because it is more important than love and more important than money. Purpose. What is the purpose of everything? What is the purpose of this water bottle? And yes, I know it is to hold water, but why was it made? Why is it here? Why is this world here? I know a lot of people ask when they're in down states of life, they ask, why am I here? What is my purpose? But I'm asking the question, what is everything's purpose? Why is this world here? Why was this universe created? I'm skipping over the how it was created. I want to get to why it was created. It's very confusing. I think about this stuff on a daily basis. I have trouble sleeping at night because of this stuff. Why? Why is this world created? Why are these weeds here? Why? What's the purpose of these weeds? What's the purpose of this grass? What's the purpose of you? What's the purpose of all of us? That's just some stuff I wanted to think about. Alright, that's just some stuff I wanted you guys to think about. Don't worry, I'm not in a bad mental state or anything. I'm just curious about all this stuff. I encourage you guys to do some research on your own. And thank you guys for watching this. I know it was a little weird end. If you stayed through the whole video, dope. So, I guess I'll see you guys later.